Can you build muscle and strength with limited time? Let's see. Building muscle and building strength are two different processes and need two different strategies. But on limited time, how can we do both at the same time? To keep it short, strength training is basically powerlifting, which is squats, deadlift, bench press. Strength training is performing these movements around heavy weights and low reps. The main goal is to lift heavy weights possible. Building muscle or hypertrophy training is performing exercises with variety of exercises, different angles, for multiple reps to attain muscle hypertrophy. This technique is favorable if your goal is to build muscle. To summarize, bodybuilders use high reps and less volume, whereas powerlifters use high volume and low reps. It will be too fatigued if they use high reps and high load. That's why bodybuilders have more muscle mass and powerlifters have more strength. Powerlifters tend to practice more on these lifts, which help them to handle heavy loads. That doesn't mean bodybuilders are weak. Look at 8 times Mr. Olympia Ronnie Coleman. He was a powerlifter turned bodybuilder who used heavy loads in specific lifts. If bodybuilders expose themselves to heavier loads and low reps on specific lifts, they can unlock good strength potential. Now the main question remains: how would we train for muscle and strength if we have limited time? Higher training volume leads to better muscle growth. Just because more volume is better, that doesn't mean less is not effective. Training for hypertrophy depends on how many sets you perform, rest periods, rest days, weight you use, how heavy you lift, how many days you train, how many hours you train. Overly breaking down training: if you train for an hour for 5 to 6 days a week, it comes down to training 5 to 6 hours a week. Research shows that performing 2 to 4 sets per muscle group for 2 to 3 times a week, which corresponds to a weekly training volume of 4 to 12 sets per muscle group, shows significant muscle growth. As long as that sets are performed with full potential. You can also use various techniques such as supersets, assisted reps, and drop sets. Supersets are the exercises performed back to back without any rest. When performed with full potential, it will give the same results as the normal sets. When there's no rest during a superset, you increase your time under tension. Greater time under tension forces your muscles to work harder for longer, which improves strength and muscle growth. So there are 3 key points to keep in mind if you want to build muscle and strength in short amount of time. Set your target, have goals. If you want to build strength, practice strength-related exercises, and focus on 3 big compound movements: squat, deadlift, bench press. Lift heavy with low reps and have small goals to achieve. Add few isolation exercises and try to train them to failure. Using drop sets, assisted reps with a spotter for forced reps. Add supersets to the routine. It will add great addition to the routine. It will cut your training duration short and will give you great results in short period of time.